as you can see, we've arrived in sunny Scotland, and yeah, the weather's not looking too great at the moment, but we're quite confident. I'm here with Craig, and where exactly are we today then, Craig, so I don't get the pronunciation wrong?
We're 10 miles roughly north of Stirling. We're going to be pike fishing. We're in the Trossachs, which, as you can see, gets a lot of rain, and that's what gives the water such a good clear visibility here.
But this is actually the Lake of Menteith. That's the right way of pronouncing it, isn't it? So
it's the only natural lake in Scotland. The rest
of that's interesting stuff. I mean, it's beautiful scenery here, absolutely stunning. And I mean, at the moment the clouds are covering a lot of it, but it's not going to be too long. Hopefully, we've been told that hopefully the rain's going to clear in maybe a couple of hours. But
I don't think it should matter. I think we should still catch plenty.
Yeah, and as you can see behind us, it's really busy with trout anglers as well. It's clearly a really popular water.
Yeah.
And it's these trout which obviously are creating such an amazing thriving pike fishery as well.
Such a great habitat here for pike. With the crystal clear water, there's a lot of weed growth, a lot of good depths.
Yeah, but anyway, we're going to get all the gear ready and we're going to go out and take a look and hopefully get amongst a few. Right, well, it's finally started to settle down with the rain, and to be honest with you, we've had a few fish already, haven't we?
Yeah, we drifted over about 20 foot, and what did we have, about 6 fish, 2 dozen?
Yeah, well, I actually caught my first Menteith pike on my first cast, so my first Scottish pike, so I beat it. It was quite a small one, but still a massive result. And I think you had a further 2 on that drift, didn't you? And so I mean, they're definitely feeding. We've actually just come into some shallower sort of bays behind some big islands, and it's a little bit more sheltered here, isn't it? And the water's relatively shallow, so we're going to try a bit of jerkbait fishing, getting some Salmo sliders and sweepers, probably some of the shallow replicants as well. Do you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be perfect.
But I mean, this area is renowned for producing some big pike, apparently, isn't it?
It has done over the years. Yeah, there's been a lot of big pike, upper 30s in that caught just right where we are just now.
Yeah, well, if there's anything to get you excited, it's going to be that. So I think we'll give it a few casts around here, see how we go, and hopefully the weather's going to hold out for us just for a little bit longer. But if it's not, you're going to see a lot of raindrops on the lens today, but we'll see how it goes anyway. I'm sure it's not going to affect the fishing.
If they're there, we should catch them.
Happy days. Shall we catch them then?
Let's go for it.
Nice one. God, this is beautiful here. Come on, big mama. I gather out there where we're casting it's going to be. That was a little fish. Did you see that? Just that. Still got the mist coming off the water, haven't you? You can tell it's really cooled down a bit with all that rain. I suppose right underneath all these trees and stuff you've got overhanging, it's not going to be that deep at all, is it? Tell you what, I fancy a big pro shad. Shallow. Might set one up, have a go in here with that. I think that's Is it getting deeper?
It's getting there. Yeah, 30 foot.
30 foot, right.
I think we should drift down this deeper water.
Yeah, got to. There's fish. Well, we've finally left the shallows. They didn't produce. The pike seemed to be, there seemed to be a few fish resident, but they just seemed to be more playful, didn't they? They seemed to be just following and not really committing to the takes. So what we've done is we've come over some really deep water. We're actually in around 35 foot now. And already, like pretty much straight away, we've had a fish. Not a big fish, but it's been a little bit slower since we started first thing. I mean, you can't make it up. The first cast on here and we catch fish, and then probably your second cast. Yeah. But since then it has been a bit quiet. But we're thinking, hopefully, with all the thermoclines and the temperatures, the fish have probably dropped into some slightly deeper water in the daytime.
What we are seeing is a lot more fish on the echo sounder in the deeper water.
Yeah.
So here's hoping we pick up some.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Like I say, we've had that one just a second ago, so chances are that could be the only indication we need as to where the fish are actually at the moment. So,
clear pipe.
Is that a yeah? And a pike's just popped up on a fish finder as well, so that's another good indication. But just got to hope they're all hungry.
Just as it was rising up.
Was it? Hey, slightly better fish. Well done, mate. Well, that deeper water was clearly a good choice.
35 foot.
Is it back straight on 35 foot? Excellent, mate. 1 second, there's the pliers. Have you got them with you? Ah, great job. And that's the beauty of these pike. A lot of them have probably never been caught, have they?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Yeah.
There's cold leeches.
I was going to say it's got a lot of leeches on it for this time of year, but obviously up here it's a little bit cooler, isn't it? So happy days. Well done, mate. And what was that on? That was on the standard perch pattern. Bottom. What are you thinking? I still fancy going along that margin.
Come on then.
Hey?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
We'll take a drift along this. We'll go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a drift along this weed line.
Hot perch. Got a tooth in this one. Yay. Yay. What depth we got here? 6. Awesome. That was on a slider. Just changed over to 12 centimetre slider and straight away. Happy days. All around the same sort of size though, aren't they? Nice one, cheers mate. No, they all seem to be around the same sort of size, these fish, but oh, he's gonna go. Still fighting fit though, aren't they? Lovely. Really not a nice hook holder. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Nice one.
Happy days. Lovely marked, aren't they? Fins on them, a stunning fish. I just want to see one of these really big Scottish pike now. I can imagine they're going to go airborne, aren't they, if you're going to hook one. Whoa! Just like that. Awesome stuff. There's definitely a few down this margin, mate. 100%. Just had a follow off a really nice fish as well. But he wasn't interested. How deep do you reckon it is right tight to this margin then?
You can see it just a couple of feet, isn't it?
Yes, I mean that fish was sitting right in it. Oh! Yeah, something just...
See it.
Go on! Oh! He tried hitting it about 2 or 3 times and just missed. Come on then, mate.
Try something smaller.
No, we don't want small ones. He'll have it. Oh, look.
Come on.
Oh! Yeah.
Yay.
Little one. Very little one. They all count, don't they? Right. Just hooked. Is he gonna give us a shake and come off? Whey! Happy days. Don't even need to unhook him, mate. Yeah, you in. That on the slider again. Oh, let me get out your way. Oh, he had a trout coming out for good measure. Is it? Oh, yeah, interesting.
That's why I failed to hit it twice.
Yeah. Well, you've established something. There's pike here. Well, there we go. Well, that was a little bit crazy. Steve was just saying, I'm surprised you guys haven't had a mad trout headbutt one of your lures or something yet, and literally just at that point, a crazy trout headbutted the lure. But yeah, that was, oh yeah, my trace looks really good after that. But anyway, that was a bit of fun, right by the boat. What have you got there, mate? A trout? Oh, mate. Not bad sized trout, are they? They go well. What is it? A blue trout. There's a lot of trout here. I want you to understand why the pike get big, can't you? It is a rainbow, is it? Is he giving you a bit of hassle? Off he goes. Happy days. You can see why the pike get really big, can't you? 100%. The amount of trout which are topping in this area, you'd think there's got to be some decent sized pike in this area. Oh well, another one. Not getting any bigger. The cast before this one had a really big fish follow the lure in, but unfortunately, as is always the case, I wasn't quite paying attention when the big one was following it in, and I lifted the lure out a bit prematurely. I could probably leave him swimming around for a little bit. He might bring him back. Happy days. They're certainly not fussed by a big lure for the size of a fish, are they, pike?
Those sliders are really doing the trick.
Yeah, it's 12 centimetres, the biggest one we do as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Lovely little pike in miniature. Well, I don't know how many we've had today, mate, but we've certainly had a few. Just getting that big one. I know you're quite eager to go and fish maybe some deep water somewhere, aren't you, and have a go for one of these bigger fish, but I'm telling you, I'm not just trying to keep you here because I'm enjoying the action, but I definitely had a good fish just follow the lure a second ago.
Let's catch it.
Well, that's it. We'll give it a little bit longer. So like I said to you, what did I say? 4 jacks and then we'll move.
Yeah.
And we go fish for a real big fish, for the way you want to do it. So what are we going to do? We've got 3 more to go. Unless we obviously get that big fish here.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, we'll try something about 25 foot, fish the bigger lures.
Yeah.
In colder water, I think that would be good.
Sounds good by me. We've had some good sport now. I must admit, fishing the slider in around 10 foot of water to the margins, it's really worked well. But I can't get best thought of that big fish following the lure in now. Just as I lifted it out of the water, this fish just came in and then just veered off. Just veered off to the left.
Well,
and
still there.
yeah, and it's obviously hungry. But let's see what we can do anyway.
Do it gentle, mate. Just a wee bit there. Watch this, first pull. Give it just a wee bit. Yeah, just try and maybe just get a wee bit now. Go for it now. There we go.
Have to go over there.
Yeah.
I like being in control of a boat.
Captain.
Let's go over there.
See the osprey?
Hey?
The
Is that the osprey?
Yeah.
Stop dropping off very quick.
Yeah.
I can't believe out here it's 6 foot deep.
Crazy. Yeah, there's not much places that you can hit deep water from the shore.
They're not.
No. Just really this bank here and up there. Should be about here.
There we go. Got to drop off now.
couple of cormorants working. You should start to see fish, well, once it goes a bit deeper.
Them cormorants work in the deeper water, are they?
Yeah. It's got a fish in its mouth.
Yeah. 11, 12. Cormorants are going to be smack banging it, aren't they? I should expect.
Yep. We've just moved into slightly deeper water. We've been fishing around the back of the island in about 5-6 feet, catching mostly jacks. We came into a small bay here as well, about the same depth, but we didn't catch anything. So we just came out to a nice drop off about 17 feet. There was a couple of cormorants working. I think there's going to be some nice fish here. So here's hoping. Does it feel a better fish, Matt?
It does feel a better fish, but it might just be lassoed around it. Sorry. Well, it does feel a better fish, but it might just be lassoed, or it might just have its mouth wide open. I think it's just probably got its mouth wide open, yeah.
Yeah.
Apologies. Excitement over.
Let's take it.
One on the exit. Hey! He wanted to get in the boat. Right, whoever flies, mate. We've got the just over there.
Yep.
Nice one.
What we're doing now is we're just going to do a little bit of trawling to try and locate some fish. It's got to that time of the day where the hits have sort of dried up a bit, so we're just going to try and find some basically, and once we've located them, we know what depth they're feeding at, we can then focus on them solely by casting. So here we go. What sort of depth is it, Matt?
37 foot at the moment, we're in proper deep water and it's going to go, well, we've already done this, gone up here once, so it should drop down to about 40 foot in a minute, about 45 foot. But as soon as it hits around 40 foot, that's when we were seeing lots of fish.
Yeah.
So, and we've hit 40 and there's the first fish. So
Yeah, they're definitely fish around here.
I think with the replicants, like you say, we're going to get down at a decent depth.
What we don't know is if they're trout or if they're pike.
Yeah. But you'd like to think of it, even if they're trout, the big pike aren't going to be far
Yeah,
away.
definitely.
Yep.
Yep.
Good man. That was over 19 foot, that one.
That didn't take long, Matt.
No. Make a note where that was, mate, so that'll be worth casting a few more over.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It's coming in pretty straightforward, just like the rest of them.
Yeah. Pretty much like peas in a pod so far.
Yeah. I think the time of year as well, that's what we're likely to catch.
Yeah, it's good sport, mate, it's good sport. And you know before long, well,
Yeah.
any next hit could always be a bigger fish.
That's it. They're certainly giving us the run around.
I don't want to get too close over here because they've got a tendency to they're jumping in the boat.
And it's a trout.
Oh, it's a trout. Oi. Crazy little thing. Yeah. Looks like you've hooked him up to ready to go back out.
I think that's what.
Oh, you're a pike angler.
Easy done.
There we go. Right, should we catch a proper fish?
Yeah. I think if we bounce replicants in deep water, mate, I think we'll catch maybe something about £17.
Let's just go back over that drop off again.
Okay.
That did look really good. And that's where we had that one a minute ago.
Yeah.
That's only just up there. Nice one, mate.
Yeah.
Bit better, isn't it? It's been slow.
Yeah, it's been slow. What we've been doing is we've been concentrating more on the deeper water without any joy. The water temperature out there was about 18 degrees.
Yeah, it was about 18. It's a lot.
But we've just came into about 3 or 4 foot of water, stuck on some of the new shallow replicants straight away in about 3 foot of water.
About 3 foot of water, and you also had a fish probably, well, approaching
Yeah,
£20 coming.
It was certainly about £18.
Yeah, it was a good fish.
Oh, chunky little one will do it.
But hopefully we found some better ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Fingers crossed.
I think that cooler water's just made a difference.
We've also had another 2 or 3 jacks as well.
Yeah,
So
there's fish here. Nice one.
happy days, buddy. Well done, mate. A very small one. Is it a pike? Just. Just a pike.
What was that in? That was in about, what, a foot of water?
Probably a foot of water, and you're in as well.
No.
No? That was just a few casts with the sweeper, so great little shallow water. That.
I'm now.
What is it?
Oh, it just came off.
Little brother.
Yeah.
Just another one. Another small.
But beautiful.
£2. Yeah, they're lovely. Put it back and watch it go straight into the mouth with a £20. It's amazing though, isn't it? It's so shallow over there. We've moved the boat up and down here a few times. It's crystal clear, you can see everything, but we've not seen a pike. We're not disturbed a pike. It's almost like they're actively hunting in the area, and they're just avoiding the boat as we're approaching. But
we're catching them.
a few more
Yeah.
isn't there?
Right there.
Like that one.
That was on a shallow rep, just fishing it just under the surface. One of the new zander patterns.
What's a zander in Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goes to show that it's a great pattern.
Oh, definitely.
Got some white.
It's one of the patterns that just mimic everything. And that new rigging system on the new replicants as well, it throws the weight of the lure and the hooks stay in the fish. There we go. Oh, it's going to go. That's it. Come on. That's better. It's a bit of a dodgy hook holder. Is that a big fish come up there, Matt?
Unfortunately not a big fish. Look like another pencil. But after all this time without any sport, it's nice to finally be able to be filming and actually cast and get a bite live on camera.
Yeah.
The action really has just got that much better, isn't it?
I think what we done earlier when we trawled, we done right. Because certainly we picked a few fish up that way, and it's helped us locate these fish.
Not to mention it was a quiet part of the day, so the best plan really was just to search for good spots really, like any potential areas when the fishing does get hot, we know there's a few fish about.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I think if you catch one in the heat of the day, there's got to be quite a few fish in that area really.
Yeah.
You'd expect it.
There's certainly a few about here anyway.
I mean, just looking how...
I just got a bump.
Looking how...
I've got one. There we go.
Well, I'm casting over there. Them rushes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it another one, same size?
Ah, mate, this is 40, 42.
Centimetres.
Come on.
I think I better push us back out.
Yeah. Oh. It's went lockjaw. Boom. Re-rig it, get another one.
What we'll do is we'll just stop it here, mate, and just work this bank, yeah? So it should drift us down here anyway.
Yeah.
I love them, aren't they?
Yeah.
To be fair, apart from the fact that it falls apart. That is great. That was on a chub one.
Yeah. Certainly never seen a chub before.
Just waiting for one of these ones to be followed in by some sort of enormous
Yeah.
beast.
There's certainly a lot of fish about here.
There are. There's a lot of fish. And we haven't really gone onto this lovely bend here with lots of rushes, have we?
I think in about, what's that, 200 yards we must have caught about 15 fish.
Well, we've had, I don't know how many fish we've had. It's been fun. Really good fun. You're going to jump in the boat with me? This guy's crazy.
Sorry, mate.
bud.
Perfect hook hold.
Nice. Guys, another little feisty jack. So shallow out there, but there's lots of weed in the shallows. Looks really nice over there.
Yeah, it just looks really pikey. That one must have just hit the lure about 5 times before it eventually took it. Kept saying to Matt, here it comes, bang, there it was.
They're really tight to these rushes though.
Yeah.
The bites have all been
within 3 foot of the rushes.
Literally right next to them.
Can I have the pliers?
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Whew.
There you go, mate.
Oh, that one's been, it's like a heron maybe, with a cormorant.
Possibly. Alright, cheers, mate. What you're gonna do? You're gonna jump. Oh, you're gonna jump at me. Don't jump in the boat on my lap. Thank you.
I wanted that.
Yeah, we did want that. Still. It's hooked open. Barely hooked, in fact.
Yeah, good, nice one. That pattern's worked well for you today.
Yeah, the old hot perch. Been working really well. Nice, lovely fish. Well, it's been a pretty epic day, mate.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
We've had, well, I don't know how many pike we've had,
I
but
think we lost count after 30.
yeah, well, to be honest with you, I think we lost count after 10, but it's just carried on coming, isn't it? So it's been really good sport, nothing massive. I think probably approaching doubles has been the biggest, isn't it? But seen a few big fish, and 100% we've located some good spots now. So we've got another day tomorrow. The light's fading really quickly now, but I don't know, I fancy our chances tomorrow.
Yeah, so do I. I think maybe tomorrow we should maybe try and concentrate on the deeper water.
Yeah.
Maybe try and pick off one of the bigger fish.
I think it's fair to say, definitely we've concentrated on catching fish today, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've not
Tried
really,
to catch a lot for the camera.
I mean, we've seen a couple of big fish, and we're confident there's some big fish mixed in with the smaller ones. But at the same time, I think tomorrow we can maybe have a little bit try harder for one of these bigger ones. But I don't know about you, but I mean, it's nearly 10 o'clock and I'm absolutely starving.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So I think we're going to make a move and get back down here early doors and fry up and crack on.
Let's do it.
Nice one, bud. Well, yesterday the weatherman promised us glorious sunshine and really light winds for today. But as you can see, we've actually got rain. And how long is this rain supposed to last?
All day.
Exactly. And I think about 10 o'clock today we're supposed to be getting up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts. So it's going to be a tricky one, especially for Steve, who's going to be doing the filming in it. So the thing is, we're going to give it a good go. Yeah. I think we've got a plan, haven't we?
Well, that's it. We had a lot of fish yesterday. We had a lot of small fish. So I think today we're just going to try and target a bigger fish.
Yeah, definitely.
Try and target some deeper areas and
I think
lures and maybe
some of them bigger fish we saw yesterday. It'd be really nice to have one of them on the bottom of the boat. So
try and show the viewers.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, like we said yesterday, we've had some really good fun, haven't we? I mean, every bite's exciting, and I mean, we had plenty of them yesterday. So just really a case of seeing what we can do. To be honest with you, the conditions are probably going to be great for fishing, even though they're not great for filming. But we'll get out there.
We'll give it a go.
Yeah, too right, mate. Let's go.
Have some fun.
Let's do it.
We go down the chalets, maybe I'm
Yeah, you wanna do that? What, right now?
We'll
Yeah.
go here, we'll catch a few.
No, too right. It definitely seemed to be a good concentration of fish at the end of the day. But the conditions we've got are much better as well now, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, like we said, not good for filming, but if you were coming out on a day's fishing, this is what you'd want, isn't it? So I wouldn't want to be that duck with its ducklings, not on there, not what we saw earlier. Drop.
16 degrees today, water temperature.
Is it? It's cooled down a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's hope it doesn't warm up anymore, because soon it was when it warmed up yesterday to what,
Went dead, yeah.
18 degrees.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a massive difference, and that's only surface temperature, but it obviously makes a difference.
Definitely. Yeah, that guy was saying that he was fishing down there last week. He says there's an inlet that comes in down there.
Okay.
He's seen big splashes, and there's a pike floated back with a big chunk at it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't go down there yesterday, not all that way, did we?
That was quite a good area.
And that was really close in, was it, where we saw that?
Yeah,
Shallow water again.
I think so.
Yeah, it's got to be worth looking at. Shallows were definitely good yesterday, although that was after the sun had been out for a long time and...
Yeah.
Oh, it's trout. Got to get used to the fact I'm on a trout water. So used to fishing on the fens. Right, back on with a trusty slider. Try not to cast it 2 miles and hit a trout boat. Cast like bullets, don't they?
That's it.
Good for covering water though.
Yeah, definitely. What then? 3.5 foot. Got to be some pike line up here.
Well, it certainly was yesterday. Unless their reason for being here yesterday was the weather conditions. It's like you say, they could have well been basking here yesterday rather than actually waiting in ambush.
They were certainly up for it by the time we got over them.
Yeah, 100%. It's too heavy, this one. What do you reckon? Go back into some deeper water?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I mean, judging by yesterday, I think you would have had a hit in here by now anyway. They were coming thick and fast yesterday, weren't they, in here? Well, it's ideal having 2 days on it, just because you get to get a grip. With, on the first day, you kind of work out a few spots. On a water like this, how big is it?
I'm sure it's about 300 acres maybe.
300 odd acres, yeah. No, it's a fair bit of water, and you can't really do it all in 2 days, can you? You just got to take every clue you can get. Really nice now, mate. What depth we got here? 15?
Yeah.
Getting quite a bit shallower as we get to the bank, I gather. Much better hit, but once again, and not a particularly big fish. That's going to go, is he? No. Lovely fish though. It was, I just had a hit just before that, so I knew we were moving on to some fish. It has got a fly in it, hasn't it? We'll do him a favour, get that out as well. Yeah, that's the new real perch pattern. So, but yeah, some trout anglers been bitten off by him in the past, but at least he hasn't got that on him anymore. Lovely little Scottish pike.
Stunning.
Although we've said that a few times now, I think, in this DVD. A lovely little Scottish pike. We want to be saying, here's a hog, but I don't know. I think it's going to happen. The day's definitely looking better for it.
What's the osprey as it goes?
Is that an osprey? Oh, yeah. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, I thought he was going to hover over and have a pike for us then. Whoa! Oh, he's missed it. Oh, mate, that was awesome. Look at that. I've never seen an osprey before. That is incredible.
Well, so far it hasn't been too great. We've located a few fish in about 14 or 15 foot. So what we're doing now is we're just targeting those areas specifically. Matt's had a few, haven't you, Matt?
Yeah, I've managed a few, but all very much the same sort of similar size to yesterday.
Yeah.
Between around £2, £4 size. But one thing we've definitely noticed though, that all the fish have been hooked really, really lightly, haven't they?
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, which is quite handy with jacks, because when they come into the edge and you let them jump about a bit, they
You can shake their.
there we
There we go.
But once again, this feels like another one, the same sort of size.
Definitely this sort of depth is.
But, yeah, I mean,
Worth
definitely
looking at.
today. Yesterday it was very different, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were
The
catching them in the
depth.
shallows.
It was either shallows or they were
Really
a
deep.
lot deeper, weren't
Yeah.
they? But
That's a
it's
trout. Good size trout as well.
Yeah, not what we wanted though. Want to be careful with these because they are quite crazy.
Yeah.
Don't
They are
really
e-
want to take them out either.
Yeah, they are easily damaged.
I'm worried about me being easily damaged by the trout.
That lure's worked quite well for you today.
Yeah, I've had quite a few on the perch pattern. There we go, happy days.
Nice one.
Yeah, had a lot on the perch pattern today. So
Definitely today, I think the fish they've either moved it into the slightly deeper water from yesterday. I don't know whether that's if it's a little bit cooler or it's the light levels or what, but it's certainly proven to be quite effective today.
yeah, I think the light levels are playing
Oh,
a
there was a
massive
bump.
part today, especially with we've got a bit of chop on the water as well.
Yeah.
haven't we? Yesterday.
Yeah, we're getting a good drift on today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yesterday, first thing, the weather was very much like this,
Yeah.
wasn't it? It was probably a little bit worse, in fact. It was really chucking down with rain yesterday.
Then yesterday afternoon as well, we were going flat cam. We struggled to sort of cover any decent water simply because we couldn't drift. Whereas today it's a bit better. Oh, that was a nice one. Nice one, mate. I saw that just engulf it.
He's just inhaled it. Came straight out of
Look
nowhere.
at that.
He's going to jump.
Whoa.
Well, I think it's fair to say this one isn't going to shake off. That's the most... that's definitely the most...
Nearly in the bottom.
that's the most aggressive take we've had, isn't
Yeah.
it? Without a doubt.
They're certainly loving these replicants.
Well, another one safely unhooked. That one actually, in fact, was probably the most violent take we've had. And every other fish, like we were saying, has been really lightly hooked. But that one
Just came up and engulfed it.
properly engulfed it right on the surface, right next to me.
Nice.
Happy days. But this has been the lure which has been doing the job. The real perch pattern replicant. And yeah, as
Yeah.
you can see, that is, to be honest with you, it's done well to stay together this long. I mean, I don't know how many fish it's had
No.
on it now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been absolutely slaying them, but I need to do something with that. Yeah, hot knife and a lighter at the ready, I think. But anyway, I'm gonna get that sorted and get fishing again.
Good.
Oh, happy days. Oh, is he gonna go?
Yep.
He's gonna go.
Hey.
Happy days. Well, another one. This time I actually had to retire the natural perch replicant. It just got a little bit too mangled, but decided to use a sort of natural perch pattern for the pro shad on a 30-gram corkscrew jig head.
Straight away.
Another hit. Oh. Yeah, and that was pretty much a few casts down the line, and yeah, happy days. Another one on the bank, but once again, not too big.
That was like 4 times.
4 hits in a row.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice one. How does it feel, Matt?
Pretty much the same, yeah. It feels and it looks exactly the same as every other one, unfortunately. But
It's another fish.
it's another fish, isn't
We're
it?
having some good sport.
It's incredible sport, to be fair. I mean, I don't even know how many fish we've had this morning. I think I've lassoed him rather than actually hooked him. Come in, mate. I'm going to do this at some point, and a big old girl's going to come in and take him straight out of my hand.
That one's been caught before. See that?
Sorry?
That one's been caught before.
What, there?
Yeah.
You're going to roll back, let him go over and it's filled up well.
Well, it's definitely proven to be a different day from yesterday. What we're finding today is the fish are definitely in slightly deeper water. As with any pike fishing, if you find the depth that the fish are in, you usually catch them pretty steadily, and that's what we've found today. When we're catching a fish, we're catching another fish pretty much straight after it. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think we've certainly steadily been catching in about 16 to probably 16 to 25 foot or
Yeah.
something along them lines. But something we've been doing even more steadily is getting wet. The weather is absolutely atrocious, but because of that, I think that's why the fish are feeding well.
Yeah, it's
It's,
definitely giving them a bit of cover compared to yesterday.
We can only hope that before long one of them bigger fish puts in an appearance, but at the moment it's just really a case of covering as much water as we can.
That's all we're doing.
We've got a huge lake to cover in 2 days, and at the end of the day, if there's going to be big fish dotted around everywhere, but they're really outnumbered by these
Yeah.
smaller fish.
That's the problem with trout water pike. Do you know what I mean? They are hard to catch. We're catching a lot of fish just now because they're greedy. They're at that size where they're just smashing everything. But those big fish, they're quite wise. You know what I mean? They're taking 2-pound trout and just lying up basically.
Yes, I think quite often it's more about actually running a bait really close to one of them
Yeah.
big fish, especially if it's already got something which it's digesting. But
Well, those fish that we seen yesterday, and the picture of the 31 that we seen that was out during the week. You know what I mean? They're wide set fish.
oh, very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Very, very healthy. Taking line. Right. We haven't had that much this trip, have we?
No. We did say it was only a matter of time before one
They fight
decent
hard,
one.
didn't they?
Yeah. It's
Better fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's immaculate.
Not huge, but is she gonna go? Yeah, that one pulled some.
perfect hook to hold.
Yeah. Really nice hook hold. I seem to like, I think it's the red tail, you know.
Yeah, I think so as well.
There we go. Lovely Menteith pike. That one really pulled back then. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than that, I'm not going to lie.
That's just Scottish pike for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lovely, absolutely soaked, but I'm soaked anyway, so who cares? Nice. It's not very big again. Like you say, though, it is catching their attention.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Shall I get my bag? Do you want one?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, there we go, never mind. Definitely doing the job though, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you want to try, a 23 or a 28?
Give me the 23.
23.
Cheers. Stingers?
Have you got stingers?
No.
I'll just sort that stinger. You pass me your trace. That's a nice one. Just a little bit of
Oh, one off the top.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that one hitting it?
Yeah, just took it right off the top. How do you find using the fixed spool compared to using the multiplier?
To be honest with you, I've always used multipliers in the past, and I still do a lot now, but I do sometimes think with a fixed spool you can get quite a bit further distance. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm using the big bait spin, and to be honest with you, this rod, I think it's rated about 40 to 160 grams. It can really chuck big baits, just as bigger baits as what you normally chucking on a multiplier setup. And I think the fact he can actually cast further, cover more. I just like the fact you can cast further and cover more water.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I say, I still use a multiplier setup a lot. It's certainly more convenient for casting rather than flicking the bail arm open all the time. But I think it's almost each to their own, and both have benefits, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
That was a nice surface take, that one, wasn't it? I just saw the water explode about 40 yards out there. I thought it was a trout.
Just fishing that floating 10 centimetre slider.
Yeah. No, I've just stuck on a 10 gram jig head with one of them pro shads, just so I can work it a bit shallower.
There definitely seems to be a few fish about here.
100%, but I don't know. I think we've cast lures at them for some time now, haven't we, really?
Yeah.
It's got to be worth covering some fresh water in it. Even if it's just a case we come back here later.
Yeah, I think we should maybe just give it a rest.
Yeah. There we go, mate. A slightly better one.
Yeah.
That was on once again on the Pro Shad 2.
Yeah, they're certainly proving it like them.
It's just that red tail. For some reason, they seem to love it, don't they?
Just kicking in their face.
But yeah, so a cracking one. We moved back to an area we fished yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, interestingly, we never had nothing over here in first
No.
couple of casts as soon as we came in. Bang, Matt was into one.
And you've also had one as well, which
Yeah.
was probably about the size of
Yeah.
size of a pro shad, but at least we're getting some fish here,
Yeah.
so
We'll give it a go.
you never know. Slightly better stamp, we might find a few more. We'll get this one back anyway.
It's going to come off. This is when it's going to come off.
No, don't say that. This is a good fish, mate. This is a lovely one. Hey, get in there. Well done, mate. Well done. Hey, nice one.
That's the biggest fish so far.
And when did we see that one follow?
Yeah.
Literally, we were getting loads of hits, weren't we?
What was happening? We were drifting over, 4 foot of water? We're just surrounded by about 16.
That's a lovely fish.
We saw the fish follow, we drifted over the top of it, had one cast out the back of the boat, and there we go.
And that's on a replicant again.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, well let's get a run, hopefully.
Let's do it.
There you go, mate. Happy days.
Well, Matt, that's what we came for. That's
Yeah,
more like
too
it.
right, too right. It was just awesome seeing it follow the bait in earlier and then veer off, but you cast out the back of the boat, didn't you,
Yeah.
after we drifted over?
As soon as we drifted over it, bang, there was a...
Well, we think it was the same fish, who knows, but I mean, it's quite likely. I think
Yeah.
it was exactly the same width across the back, and quite an awesome sight though in the crystal clear
Yeah.
water, wasn't it? Just watching him glide in and look at the replicant, but result, mate.
Nice.
Awesome, bud.
Well, there we go. We tried to
Nice.
catch one and we did.
We'll get a bigger one yet, maybe. Who
Hopefully.
knows?
Pressure's off.
Yeah, too right, too right. Well done, mate.
Damn it.
Ah, cheers, mate. Sorry, bud. It's amazing going over like a little hump,
Yeah.
haven't we? Like a little plateau, just keep going over it, and the fish are just stacked up. Getting follows, strikes, fish. It's just awesome.
Awesome sport.
Oh, fantastic sport. This isn't nice.
There we go.
Right.
You want to get this one for me as well, Matt? As soon as you've got the pliers in your hands.
As I'm here.
That's taking on one of the big shallow
Oh, that's
replicants.
some shallow rep, yeah?
Watch those fingers, mate. Nice one, mate.
There you go.
Cheers. Big.
So much fun. I don't know how many fish we've had today.
That's been good. I don't know about you, Matt, but these new replicants are certainly going to be very popular.
Great for shallow water, aren't
Yeah, brilliant, mate, brilliant. That rigging system that's on the new ones, basically what happens, they just go in there. What you get when a pike comes up, takes it, pulls this out. So what happens is the pike can't use the weight of the lure to throw the hooks as easy, and also it protects the lure. There we go. Easy peasy. You in, mate? Nice one.
Just about to say, I didn't want to interrupt you, but we've got a serious amount of fish underneath underneath us, and I cast out and
bang.
I mean, they're just bang on it.
That's what we're finding though, as soon as we're locating one or two fish. That's what we're locating, that's what we're finding, as soon as we locate one or two fish, we're straight on them.
I'll do the honours, mate.
Go for it.
Well done, bud. This spot's got some serious fish in it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to be going anywhere else for a little bit of time now.
Nah, I don't think so. We just sit on these, catch them.
Bit of a better average stamp as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's your typical nice clean Menteith pike. There we go.
Yep, and there's absolutely nothing on the finder now. We've gone over the spot.
Yeah.
There's a drift of about 30 yards.
Yeah.
And then action's over. Another one on the pro shad. We found we've been fishing and concentrating on a really nice hump, like where it's going from what, 10 foot to 4 foot?
Yeah, it's just like a sunken island.
Straight back down again, and all the pike were just obviously right on the bottom of that drop off. And we've just been catching pike after pike, but we thought we'd give it a bit of a break. And we were just motoring back down here to another spot we've been fishing, and we found another hump, and we thought, right, give this a go.
First cast?
First cast, weren't it? So.
Yeah.
Happy days. Let's have a look at this one. There we go. Another cracking Menteith pike. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Oh mate.
Such vivid markings.
Yeah. And the rain's coming back again now, and I think we're due some seriously bad winds soon, aren't we? So don't know how much longer we're actually going to get at it, but anyway, we'll get this one back.
Nice one, mate.
Days.
Nice. Oh, there's one. There's one.
Oh, happy days. Was that just under the surface?
Yeah, mate. Oh.
Oh, nice one, mate. Oh, mate, this weather. We have literally had rain non-stop all day.
Whoa.
Oh, surprise, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
We've had rain absolutely all day from start till now, and I don't know about you, mate.
It's getting that
You're
sort of
feeling
time,
it,
yeah.
I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it, I think we're all feeling it.
We've had some great fishing though, haven't we?
I think we've had probably the same sort of number of fish as what we had yesterday, so we must have had around 60 odd fish.
Yeah, easily.
Over the 2 days. It's been incredible. We've had a few better fish today as well.
Yeah, as we thought this morning when we came out, the conditions were certainly better for catching a bigger fish, but
the shallows definitely haven't produced like yesterday, have they?
No.
Yesterday we fished the shallows quite a lot. We were catching quite a few fish.
Yeah.
Sliders, shallow replicants were all coming into play. But today, 100% it's been the standard replicants and like the natural patterns, the big pro shads, heavy jig heads, just anything where we can get the baits down a little bit. And obviously locating lots of structure has paid off with the fish finder. And yeah,
it's been pretty good.
At the end of the day, I mean, we were getting seriously excited when we saw that 15-pounder come up, and generally that's not probably something which you always get excited about, but
we've caught
so many fish.
Yeah, so many fish around 4-6 pound that seen that fish follow it in.
Just like, yes, get in, something a bit bigger. But it was, at the end of the day, every pike you catch on a lure is great fun.
Yeah.
You're casting out, you're retrieving, and bang, and especially we've had so many follows, haven't we?
Yeah.
And so many hits by the side of a boat. It's just been really, really exciting fishing. And
so it's been your first trip to Scotland. What do you think?
Yeah, damp,
Very damp.
I've loved it, mate. I've absolutely loved it.
You were moaning yesterday you were getting sunburnt.
Well, I've got my panda eyes on go already, but I mean, I definitely haven't topped that up today. It's just been...
We've done well.
We have, mate. We've done really well, I think, and
We've certainly gave the new lures a bash.
yeah, 100%, and thank you for inviting me up here, mate.
Cheers.
It's
Next
been
time.
awesome, buddy. Nice one. And yeah, let's try and get back to the lodge before we need to build an ark to get out of here.
Yeah. Home to a nice warm bath, I think.
Yeah, you're not kidding.